and he's here with us now. Thank you for joining us on the morning show.
My pleasure. You know, I can't believe it's the first time I've ever done it with you two. When you guys wear the same color blue, I'm just so happy. You know?
You look active. Are you? Do you have a big day?
It's Memorial Day weekend, cookouts, you know, all the other kind of stuff, right? That's Memorial Day weekend. We let everybody go early today, not now, but this afternoon, and so they can go. I don't know, where can they go?
I don't know, but do you want to clarify that for your employees? That they can go home early, but
Yes.
not now.
Not now, that's
Not
right.
now.
Don't go home now. You guys stay there and work hard. Of course, we got a lot of people at home. I hope you guys are working. If you're watching this TV show, what's the problem here? There's something on. You got to be working.
It's on in the background at a lot of your staff members' home
Probably,
offices, for
Probably.
sure.
So that's why they got their headphones on all the time, and I know they're listening probably here.
Well, you're the perfect example of someone that has a second or third or fourth home up north. So the governor says we can travel to our other home.
Right.
We can't travel on a vacation. We can't go
Right.
stay at a hotel. So are people that have a second place up north, like you, are you thinking about going up?
Well, trust me, I would go. I have a rental up north, and it's rented I rented almost all summer, a couple of weeks other than that. I would go up this weekend. I really would. I mean, I'm tired of it. I want to get out. I mean, I'm cautious. I get in my car. I guarantee after the show, I get in my car and I take a full shower with you guys because you guys are spewing out to all this bad
Likewise,
stuff. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, right. And but I am real cautious about that. But I would go up north this weekend. Not going to because we're going to do some other things and just other things going on. Just the only reason I'd go up this weekend is say, let's go out somewhere, you know, and not sit maybe right next to somebody or whatever. I'm not even overly concerned about that. I mean, if it happens, like I say, God willing, I'd survive it and go on with life. But it's up north. I bet you up north might be busy this weekend because a lot of people are thinking that we can go out to something or whatever. I guess some of the restaurants are open, even though I don't know how you open a restaurant when you give them 3 days notice and maybe even doing some takeout. But it takes either getting people and food and it's a big ordeal. So I didn't know that you can't stay in a hotel.
No.
Well, I knew somebody who went up there was staying in a hotel.
Well, essential workers can stay in a hotel.
Well, she is. She's a medical person, and really, her and her husband are going up there. So I'm essential, so I could go up north.
I don't know if that line will work at the check-in desk.
Well, they say it's essential. I'm not medical. I mean.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sure there's ways around it. You know,
Yeah.
there's ways around, haircuts and things like that. People are adapting. But yeah, as far as, a family vacation staying in a hotel, that's out this weekend.
Oh, that is out. I didn't know. But you can go to the beach, right?
Sure.
So we'll sleep in a car and we'll go to the beach.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? You ought to get a haircut. You need a haircut.
He does. He needs one bad. Very bad.
I tell you.
Let me ask you this. Eventually, most of your staff is going to come back in the office.
Right.
And from my experience, half of the people I'm running into are taking it super seriously, mask, gloves, get away from you, and the other half are whatever. And it's hard to decide how you're interacting with each person. It's a weird
It is.
weird thing in society right now.
I know what you're saying because we got certain people that are just paranoid, and a lot of people said, "I'm not staying home. I'm coming to work." So okay, we got other people that aren't. So it is a little bit different because we do have some people in the office don't care. I mean, obviously don't want to get it, but they're not. I don't want to say they don't care, but we can get closer and we're not worried about that. Other people say, that 6 foot thing and all that kind of stuff. And we're doing all the precautionary things. We have cleaned the office. We've even cleaned our ducts. We've got installed today the plastic, so when people can come in, and I say installed, it's going to sit on the front desk so we can take it down eventually someday because, I think we're relationship sellers as such, and basically as human beings we are too, and everything, and that's not who we are. I'm not a 1-800 call me and get a price on the phone, and you can do that, but that's not who we like to be. So we're going to get back to the norm as best we can. It's going to be interesting to see the 6 foot thing because we've talked about that. And I got different feelings on that too. This is serious stuff. I don't want to get anybody have this. I want to get through it. I can't wait till they come through with a vaccine. I can't wait till they come through with some kind of a drug that diminishes it when you do have it. But I'm so worried about this country, where it's going, and this political game is being played right now by everybody out there. I mean, it's what drives me crazy. It's even all of them, just it drives me crazy. We never have run into this in our life, and they're trying to say, well, this could have happened, if this could have happened, or this could have happened. It's just, and if Trump did this or whatever. I mean, Cuomo, you could say, well, Cuomo, who seems to be doing a good job, well, he told everybody, go to the nursing homes. We'll put them in the nursing homes at first. He didn't know. Do I blame him? I don't blame the guy at all. He didn't know. I mean, so I can't condemn him. Was it a wrong mistake? Now, I know you guys have never made a mistake in your life. I made one. It was 8 years ago, but
well, I can count a few more than that.
Okay, maybe not. I mean, put a smile on your face, people, and take it serious. But we got to live, and we're all going to die someday. And last thing I want to do is give it to anybody or your children. And for the most part, they're not at too much risk. There's always the exception. And watch the media, and they'll bring the exception out there. But what about the states that have either opened up or never really shut down? Where are they? They don't talk about them because there's not any real problem.
That is interesting. And as we start to talk about schools next year, one of my worries is people are going to, it's not going to be easy to just move, but I do think people are going to move to states that are fully open.
That's right. If I had children, tell you the last thing I'd want is them to be home, unless you're homeschooling, some of those people do great. I'm not saying they do a good job, but that's their thing. But you want your daughter and Ella, in your case, to have the best possibilities. But I'm so concerned about the poor kids. I'm so concerned about the kids that are challenged in school, and have some kind of disability. They're going to fall so far behind. This is be worse than this pandemic ever thought about. And that's if you don't care about if you don't care about kids that live in that type of situation, then okay, keep this thing going. But figure out a way. What drives me crazy, you can stand outside of one of the stores out here, and they're lined up. People that close together to go in the store. I go to watch at the meat market out there on shoot, I'm drawing a blank right now on the way to this page. No. A&A. I drive by there. Anytime I've driven by there, there's a line out there. So I mean, but now that GM open, so we can figure it out. Don't treat us like we're a bunch of babies in our own office. We're figuring it out, and out there. We're taking it serious. But don't ruin this economy. See how many restaurants make it after all this and out there. And again, I just worry about the kids, the poor kids of this world, the poor people of this world. If you think that they're going to come through this better, they're not going to come through better. So we're hurting them. Whatever. You can say, well, you only want to open it because of the economy. Yeah, I do, but I want to help those poor people out there because I know, and like I said, I've talked about this, and I'm going to continue to talk about this. Lisa says if we don't give those kids that have issues one-on-one, they're already behind. They'll fall so far behind, they'll never catch up. So do we owe it to those kids to some way get back? And again, is this serious? Of course it's serious. Come up with a plan and work the plan. And somebody's going to get sick. And somebody can point the finger and say, they got sick, it's your fault. Hey, it's going to happen, people. Life happens. It goes back, and as we were talking here, when your dad and mom gave you the keys to go out in the car when you're 16 years old, and they're thinking, oh my God, should we do this thing? His chances of getting in an accident are probably 10 times the amount that him or me or something like that. But that's part of life, and you hope and pray to God it doesn't happen to you.
It was a stick shift car, and I had never driven a stick, too. Which was
you had a stick shift car?
Drove it out to Lake Columbia from Jackson.
How was that possible?
It was insane. You know how many times I stalled that thing?
I'll bet.
Oh my God.
Thank God you didn't get on a hold like that. We had to stop at a stop sign.
So you learned how to drive a stick.
Yeah, it was I don't know. You had it through work. It was a work something. It was a Mustang convertible. It's brand new. And I'm trying to drive this thing to my girlfriend's house at the time, and I stalled that thing. I told her, yeah, I know how to drive a stick, no problem. It's awful.
What kind of a father are you anyway? You don't even show them how to do that.
Remember the time I was driving you to school, and we saw a car overturned in the ditch on Browns Lake Road? And you said, that's Ric Walton's car.
No, I didn't.
Well, that might be true. Not me. That might be true. That's right. I won't deny that necessarily.
You're also part owner of Veritas. How's that going with the takeout only?
It's just going. Mm-hmm. It's not going great, in all honesty. We're not really a takeout type of restaurant even though at lunchtime we think it should be. People want to come get sushi or get something and everything else. And when we open up, we probably won't open up at lunch right now. We probably can't justify it financially to do it.
Right.
So if we don't support the local people, if you people don't get out and go to the restaurants, and all of them, for that matter, and don't support the local businesses. Somebody talked about the Castlers of the world over here, you know, support those guys. They're not going to make it, and the Hammonds and everybody else are not going to make it. I mean, a lot of them have been busy because there's so many of us staying at home or doing all these home projects, which is great. But if we don't support the local people here, I don't care what it is, and we're going to have some real issues out here. This thing is going to wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be great. I don't think so. I mean, you guys aren't seeing the advertisers, I'm sure, that you normally see out there. I mean, it's just, this is so much, there's so much change that's coming, and there's so many frightening things. And again, if you watch the media, I mean, thank God for you guys. I told Lisa, I said, don't watch it. I get so mad at her because she says, what about this or that? And she's so mad at the governor and everybody else out there, and but it's just, I said, don't watch this stuff. Don't watch it anymore because it's all negative. And it's all political, it seems like, and everything else out there. Is there risk? Absolutely, but there's risk in life when Andy Hawley had to drive that car out there, you know, and everything else. He's 16 years old. I mean, if you were a smart man, you wouldn't let him do it. You say, you can't do it. I'll drive you anywhere you want to go. Of course you don't.
Like
do
a typical 16-year-old, I lied and said I knew how to drive a stick
Absolutely.
shift. And I probably didn't say I was going to Lake Columbia.
Yeah, and you didn't have phones back then.
No.
Nowadays, these kids are getting a phone. I mean, I've got a granddaughter. I said, you can't look at that phone, and
That's
I know they're looking at that phone. I mean, you can't. You're not a good driver to begin with. If you're a good driver, you shouldn't do it, of course. I mean, that's incredible risk. And that's a person that you love, the ends of the world, and you can let them out that door to go and drive in a car. What kind of human being are you? I mean, they haven't had enough experience, a little bit of driving. And
I'm not letting my daughter have a car.
That's right. See, I mean,
thank you for convincing me.
That's right. and you protect your daughter right now. You think all the time, oh my God, she can't do this or that or whatever.
Right.
Well, we can't keep her in a cocoon, you know, and you hope to God that something terrible doesn't happen, obviously.
Well, it looks like Ric Walton has the tea time, so we'll let him go.
Play well today.
Thanks for coming in.
It's the weekend, you know. We're going to get together with family outside and the whole 9 yards, you know. I mean, it's celebrate the weekend. So
Have a great weekend.
And you too. Always good to see you guys. Really good to see you. I'm
Good
glad
to see you.
You really bring the show up a lot.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's
I
okay.
had a feeling you were going to say that.
Ric Walton from the Walton Insurance Group will continue with the morning show after this.